Back to Abel Stadium. We're at halftime here on 21 Sports. It's our chat with Nebraska Wesleyan University President, Dr. Fred Oles here. And Dr. Oles, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome, Jeff.
And, you know, with Nebraska Wesleyan's student athletes, there's some success not just on the field or the court, but also in the classroom, too. Tell us more about that.
That's right, Jeff. This year, for the third time in recent years, Nebraska Wesleyan won the Christofferson Trophy from the GPAC. This is for highest academic performance among all student athletes. Our student athletes had a collective GPA grade point average of 3.29. We're very proud of them.
And is this being recognized nationally, too?
Well, that's the astounding thing, isn't it? You know, the NCAA counts how many academic All-American awards are made by school. Nebraska Wesleyan ranks currently 8th in the nation for all schools, all sizes. That puts us right up there with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, UCLA, Ohio State. It's an astounding achievement, and I have to tell you, last year, 7 of our football athletes were academic All-Americans.
And with all that success and that recognition, what's the secret behind that?
Well, I would start with excellent coaching. We have the most dedicated coaches you can imagine. And then I would say that our young men and young women balance their effort and dedicate themselves both to their studies and to their athletic achievements. We're very proud of the results they get.
And there's no doubt about it, that's being proven all realms around the court, the field, and even in the classroom. The success continues, as always, here at Nebraska Wesleyan University. Dr. Oles, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. And
you're welcome.
It's hard to believe this is the final home game of the season, too.
Isn't that something? It's come real fast. It's been a balanced season. I'm looking forward to a vigorous contest today.
All righty. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Fred Oles, Nebraska Wesleyan University's president. Back to Abel Stadium with more in just a moment.
It's just surprising when I walk in how much it feels like home, even though we've only been here a month.
Having a baby is a definite lifestyle change. Grayson's the boss around here.
We moved in 2 days before he was born. Union Bank really helped us. They were so personable. They really got to know our story and care that we needed to get into the house before the baby was born.
We're starting a family and developing our lives together in a place that we can call home.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Abel Stadium, Jeff Moats, Lucas Mormon, our entire 21 Sports crew. There you see the halftime stats, no score, but look at the passing yards, 139 passing yards for Dakota Wesleyan, only 64 for Nebraska Wesleyan. Look at the rushing, -8 for the Tigers, 16 for...
And that's exactly what Coach Kroom said they wanted to do. They didn't want to slow down the rushing game. They didn't want to limit it. They wanted to eliminate the rushing game, and that's what they've done.
High end over end kick picked up at the 10, and on the return is Dakota Wesleyan. It's Mitch Breen, and Breen is tackled at the 25-yard line.
Defense, the name of the game so far in this one. And, you know, let's not forget Nebraska Wesleyan maybe had a chance to put some points on the board very early. They were down there, had a 4th down situation, would have been about a 32, 33-yard field goal attempt. They elected to go for it early on. Didn't convert. We're about a yard short. So, you know, they've had some chances. Dakota Wesleyan had some drives going. Then an interception by Wardeen slowed it down. A couple costly penalties, a holding penalty, and a big sack taken. Both teams have got into the red zone, but unable to convert here so far.
So from their own 25, it is 1st and 10 for Dakota Wesleyan, and it's Andrus who takes it and goes right behind a tackle through the middle and picks up about 3 yards in the play to the 28-yard line where he is stopped.
Is wrapped up by number 94.
Phil Latimer again on the tackle.
Good job of slowing down Andrus. Put Russell Walton, got through there so fast. He tackled Bain right after the handoff. I mean, he sent him 4 yards back again, and Walton has been all up in John Bain's business all day.
2nd and we'll call it 7. Goes Andrus again. Andrus is stopped. And it was Jennings who came up with the initial stop on that play. Here's Brandon down on the sideline with more. Brandon?
Guys, as you mentioned, that first half was a defensive struggle. Both teams being held scoreless. Got some numbers for you here. Dakota Wesleyan, they averaged 26.9 points a game, and Nebraska Wesleyan averages 20.9 points a game. Wesleyan's least scoring game has been a field goal. The Tigers have only scored a touchdown as their lowest scoring totals. One thing to note, the Tigers' highest scoring total this season is the fourth quarter, where they've scored 81 points, so look out for that.
Truly amazing indeed as Bain throws a pass. One-handed grab by Arthur Brown, and Reeves finally takes him down across the 45, but we have a penalty flag on the field.
Great catch by Brown out there, but the line judge over here on the near side threw the flag. Let's see what it is. Ineligible downfield.
Ineligible, number 88 in the offense.
That's
So
Carlson.
And he's been listed as a tight end.
Well, and they use him as a tight end. They use him in the slot. They use him anywhere. But that time he was not an eligible receiver. Got downfield and cost a very nice gain. Again, some timely penalties by Dakota Wesleyan has really slowed their attack down. That takes a huge gain off the board and a first down.
So it's a loss, and it's back at the 24, so this will be 3rd and 11 for the Tigers. Two wideouts to the near side, and then you got a slot in the left and a receiver split far side. Bain in trouble. Latimer's there, but the pass is complete to Arthur Brown, and Brown tries to keep it alive, but he couldn't do it for long as the Prairie Wolves gang up and tackle him at about the 27-yard line, and it's a 4th down.
This defensive front of Nebraska Wesleyan all day. I know it's a screen, but look at Latimer come shooting through untouched, trying to break it up. And then just good tackling by Nebraska Wesleyan. Team effort, flying to the football. A lot of gold and brown hats over in the vicinity. They're playing fast and free on defense.
So Carlson is back to punt, but we got a timeout taken by Dakota Wesleyan. 12 minutes, 33 seconds remain here in this third quarter. And we're still scoreless here at Abel Stadium. Back with more in a moment.
Recycling starts at home. That's right. It's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
There you see Carlson. He is the tight end. He's kind of a multitasker for this Dakota Wesleyan football team. Tight end, now the punter, as he awaits the snap. Here it is. And a booming kick. Eiler has to retreat back to about the 21 to make the grab, and now he'll try to return it. Eiler still on his feet. He's down to the 35, to the 40, down the far sideline, spun out and tackled just across the 50-yard line. Let's spot him down at the 50.
And it was a booming kick, over-the-shoulder catch. Eiler tries to get outside, decides to make a man miss instead, and he's just so smooth at slipping that first tackle. Then down the sideline, picked up the block. The senior from O'Neill, Nebraska, Cody Eiler, doing it on defense, doing it on special teams, as he has all career.
He will be greatly missed here at Nebraska Wesleyan. Again, a senior, as you mentioned, and what an impact he's been.
See if they can take advantage of the good field position.
Francis from the 50 throws a complete pass to Larson, and Larson is forced out of bounds at the Dakota Wesleyan 43-yard line.
It's a good catch and run by Larson, though. Picks up about 3 yards after the catch and after contact. Turns back to the outside, uses the stiff arm, carries a few guys with him. And that's the kind of pass routes they've had success with. The short, flat routes, getting 5, 6 yards. Maybe having Dustin Bryant, someone like that, sleek out of the backfield, pick up a few more. Skirt a tackle here or there.
2nd and 3. Bryant gets the toss, goes around right side, gets inside the 40. Still on his feet, but tripped up and finally stopped inside the 35 at about the 34 and a first down. Dustin Bryant working the route well as he was able to get around a couple of tackles and make his way inside the 35.
And Joshua Thompson, the shoestring tackle there, might have saved it as Bryant was looking to juke his way to the outside and turn it up into that open green space. But the biggest run of the day from Nebraska Wesleyan by the junior.
Francis here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Swings out to the outside, complete to Pieper, and Pieper bounced off one tackle, lunged forward inside the 30 and stopped at the 28.
Pass is complete to Brian Pieper.
It was the block by Larson that got him the yards, though. You just caught a little bit of it there. Pieper spins as Larson. Great job there. Timed it perfectly. Allowed Pieper to get a few extra yards. Brought a rise out of the sideline and the fans as well.
Double wideouts each side. Bryant, the lone setback. Dakota Wesleyan looking to blitz, and now we got penalty flags on the field.
Something wasn't right. Dakota Wesleyan's defense wasn't set. They were confused. Nebraska Wesleyan looked like they might have moved early.
Off on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So a false start penalty moves it back 5. It'll be spotted at the 33.
No one was on the same page that time. The Tigers defense was moving all over, changing calls. Wesleyan's offense, I think the right whole side of that offensive line was a count early on the snap.
Francis over the middle, complete to Earhart on the near side, who stays on his feet and gets inside the 25 to about the 23, and may have enough for a first down.
Good job this time. Earhart comes in over the middle. Francis looks the direction of Bryant, who leaked out the flat just long enough to look the defender off and then squeeze it into Brooks Earhart, who gets first down yardage. Francis in that first half was 9 of 16.
Dustin Bryant gets the toss and takes it down to the 21, about 2 yards on the pickup for Dustin Bryant.
Cervantes again in his linebacker spot coming up, slowing down Bryant, who looked initially to be stopped in the backfield. Quick attack now.
Here is Bryant again on second down and picks up about 3 down to the 18-yard line. And now we got a Prairie Wolf that's on his back down on the turf inside the 20-yard line.
That
Ball
is
carried again by number 24, Dustin Bryant. Tackled again by number 24, Anthony Cervantes.
Yep, it is Bryant, so he's down on the turf, and we'll take a quick timeout. 9:06 to go, third quarter. Scoreless here between the Wolves and the Tigers on 21 Sports.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun. Some are making it successful. Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Looks like Dustin Bryant might have had the wind knocked out of him briefly or something. He is going to get looked at, but he may be okay. But
all that does is that shifts things around a little bit. Delbaugh, when they have a running back spot, will probably line up in the backfield for the time being, and then one of the Joneses will come in and play some slot.
So they'll spread it out. High snap to Francis, looking to throw, eludes one tackle. Looking to throw up to the near side, it goes incomplete. So pass broken up that time, and fourth down, and they'll bring out the kicking unit.
Again, though, Francis just dangerous enough with his feet to keep it alive, get out there, try and get it out to Larson in the route. And so Lorraine will come on and attempt the field goal, 35-yarder.
Lorraine is also listed as a wide receiver, but he's been spending much of his time as the kicker. From the 25, a 35-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. It's got some distance, and it is good. So a 35-yard boot through the uprights from Aaron Lorraine, and the Prairie Wolves score for the first time in this game. They lead it 3-0 over Dakota Wesleyan on 21 Sports.
It's just surprising when I walk in how much it feels like home, even though we've only been here a month.
Having a baby is a definite lifestyle change. Grayson's the boss around here.
We moved in 2 days before he was born. Union Bank really helped us. They were so personable. They really got to know our story and care that we needed to get into the house before the baby was born.
We're starting a family and developing our lives together in a place that we can call home.
Aaron Lorraine boots a 35-yard field goal. He's the junior out of Millard West up in Omaha. And with 8:32 to go in this third quarter, Nebraska Wesleyan with a 3-0 lead over Dakota Wesleyan. On a picturesque early November afternoon in Lincoln, temperatures now in the 50s. We have a north breeze and plenty of sunshine. And one thing is for sure, Lucas, is that the weather this fall for all the home games that we've covered here in Lincoln has been excellent.
Yeah, for us to be wearing short sleeves today is amazing.
And a stop there on the kick return that time from Andre Lopez. Curtis Danek, the former Pius X product and transfer from Morningside, comes in to make the stop.
All the way back at the 15, and just a good solid tackle here. Takes his legs out from under him. Danek comes shooting in like a missile right here. Upends and
Curtis Danek, another one of those guys that short in stature but pretty powerful. Only 5'4" and about $160.
Bain directing traffic out there, getting Carlson on the right side of the field. Eiler not to Carlson's side this time. We'll see how that works out.
Bain's pass complete to Brown, wrapped up by Cody Eiler around the 18-yard line. Make it the 19, second down coming up.
Through the air, Bain has had some success. They've kind of been a bend-don't-break pass defense this afternoon, the Prairie Wolves have, but they have shut down that rushing attack. You know, Endress came into the game just needing 20 yards to set that school record. And he only had 13 in that first half.
He's been kind of a non-factor here in this game as Endress takes a handoff and Seth Wardeen meets up and takes him down.
Wardeen's having a nice afternoon here from his safety spot. Phils plays the run inside out, does a nice job sticking Endress. Good open field tackle on the fourth-ranked rusher in the nation, Endress.
So we'll call it 3rd and 7 for Dakota Wesleyan at their own 18-yard line. Pass on the far side. It goes incomplete. Carlson, the intended target, and on the coverage was Cody Eiler.
Knocked it away, used the sideline as an extra defender. Carlson coming back, but Eiler draped all over him. Applies the hit, knocks it free, and he'll go back to field this punt from Carlson. Kind of a chess match this afternoon. 6'4", 215 is Carlson. And Eiler's did a good job shutting him down when he has been targeted.
Carlson with a punt. Eiler backs up to about the 39, makes the catch, and he'll be stopped around the 43-yard line where Wesleyan will take over again. Well,
the field position this half has really swung the way of Nebraska Wesleyan. They've taken advantage, drove the short field. They, drive stalled out, but able to get points on the board. And at this point, after a scoreless first half, you got to feel good about just getting points on the board. Have yourself that lead the way your defense has been playing.
And again, that pressure's off, and now it's a matter of trying to sustain a drive and not try to commit any simple mistakes. As Francis gets it on 1st and 10, has time to throw to the near side. It's Larson who makes the catch around the 49, and he is tackled around the 47, and it's enough for a first down.
Again, nice movement after the catch by Larson. Good throw by Francis in the comeback route. Larson makes one man miss, then Bonte closes in and wraps him up, but not after a first down. Delbaugh lined up that last play as the tailback, so Bryant a little shaken up after that last series as Delbaugh dots the I here.
Delbaugh takes it, cuts around the left side, still on his feet, dancing around a little bit before he's forced out of bounds by Anthony Cervantes inside the 40 at the 39-yard line.
But a great pickup on first down. Now you're 2nd and 4. That whole playbook is available. The offense has been starting to click a little bit more. And like you said, Jeff, maybe just a little bit of that pressure to get on the scoreboard is off now, playing a little looser, a little free. See what this Prairie Wolf offense, if they can continue to march down the field.
But they can't get too comfortable either.
Got to take care of the football. That's week in and week out. If you can win that turnover battle.
Tyfalt and Larson are splits to the far side. Toss to Delbaugh. Delbaugh spins off a tackle, stumbles ahead, tackled at the 32-yard line and picks up a first down.
And that's 6 yards after contact by Jordan Delbaugh. Take a look. Right here, little fella looks like he's down, spins out of there, picks up another 6 yards and moves the chains again. Loses the hat there, so he'll be out for a play, but good solid running from Delbaugh.
So 1st and 10, this is from the 32. Francis in the pocket, pass is knocked up and out of bounds, incomplete. Looking to throw over the middle, but it might have been tipped away there and goes flying out toward the Dakota Wesleyan sideline.
Tigers got pressure that time. You know, they brought an extra backer up in there. Forced Francis maybe to get rid of it just a little bit sooner than he would have liked.
You got to credit that offensive line who, for the most part today, that has done such a great job in allowing some extra time for Francis to make a throw. Rolling here to the left. Over the near side, diving catch attempt incomplete. Ryan Larson, the intended target for Tyler Francis. But again, that offensive line has become such a pivotal part in this offense and allowing Tyler Francis to get set up, to look downfield, to look to his routes on the sides, to look for an open man. And that's been key. There have been times, though, where that Dakota Wesleyan defense is just looking to blitz, and they get in there in no time and try to stop him in the pocket.
They've been bringing extra pressure all afternoon. When they just bring their 3 down linemen, they haven't had a whole lot of success. The line's been good. It's when they bring the 2-3 extra linebackers. Bryant back out there at tailback now.
So Francis with some time to throw looks to the far side, and it's Earhart who makes the catch, but they're going to say he was out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass, 4th down here for the Prairie Wolves. And now they will bring out the punting unit, it looks like.
Almost got that 1 foot in. Didn't quite have control yet. Earhart over there is just unable to get 1 foot down. So it'll be a pooch kick here.
Vandenberg around the 47 awaits
Go to
the snap.
Wesleyan not buying it. They line up in a base defense set here.
It's a pooch kick, a high spiraling kick. And guess what? Wesleyan tries to mark it down at the 1. Unfortunately, it goes up about 3 yards to the 4-yard line. Irregardless, it's deep in Dakota Wesleyan territory, and the Tigers are going to have to work their way up.
Vandenberg doing his job again. Another punt inside the 20. He's always pinning people back inside the 20. And all-conference punter on the season. Came into the game with 14 times he pinned opponents back there. Now that defensive front has just kind of had their way with Dakota Wesleyan. Latimer, Walton, Tukolsky, all of them out there. Jennings has had a sack or a tackle for a loss.
Andrus takes it, dives ahead past the 5 to the 6-yard line, gets 2 yards out of it.
And that's pretty much all day. 2 yards is about all.
He's not had any bigger gain than maybe 4 or 5 yards, and that's it. I mean, Wesleyan's defense has shut him down. I mean, they've collapsed in on the middle every time Andrews has tried to take it through, and Andrews has gotten limited gains out of him.
There's a reason Nebraska Wesleyan is number 2 in the nation in rush defense. They've shut down powerful offenses on the ground all season. They slowed Morningside down. They didn't average more than 60 yards in that game.
Brown, handoff, and it's Brett Kotzer who comes in.
You know, it's good to see Kotzer in there making a tackle. He was playing through some pain this afternoon.
He sat out last week's game.
And they didn't practice until Thursday. Take a look here as Kotzer comes in.
Because he got hurt during the homecoming game against Concordia.
With the clavicle injury. And they patted him up a little extra, the senior from Ewing on Friday. He went through some drills, gave some hits to some of the dummies and the pads, but knows he's going to play through some pain. He's been doing it all afternoon. That senior leader, one of the best tacklers in the GPAC, out there playing through the pain on senior day.
Incomplete pass from Bain. Looking to go to Fahey, cutting in from the left side. Coverage that time with Gordine and Hittner. And the Prairie Wolves limit the Tigers deep in their own territory. 4th down coming up.
That would have been a tough catch to make, to hang on to that one from Fahey, even if he gets there, as Wardine was coming with a head of steam, and he's been all over the field today. Has the interception already, had 4 tackles in the first half.
Carlson back beneath the goalpost a little bit, gets the punt. Eiler at the 47. And he is sandwiched up and tackled inside the 40. They'll spot him at the 38-yard line. Next drive here for Nebraska Wesleyan. Good field positioning. You know, that's the thing. They've had great field positioning all afternoon.
And
it's just a matter of finishing and against sustaining.
Stringing together a drive. You know, they got Lorraine in field goal range for the 3 points they got on the board. Last drive, they stalled out right around the 35-yard line. But the defense doing their job. And the special teams. Vandenberg punt, pinning them back at the 4. Then the defense forcing a 3 and out. And again, another 10 yards in field position. Making it easier and easier.
Francis finds a receiver. It looks like Pieper there on the far side. And up to about the 32-yard line. So a pickup of about 6.
Tackled by Anthony Cervantes.
With under 3 minutes and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Quick update on the other university in town. Michigan State fails to take
Dakota Wesleyan owned the time of possession in that first half of things. They ran 7 more plays than Nebraska Wesleyan. This second half, Nebraska Wesleyan offense has been on the field quite a bit.
Here's Bryant. Through the middle, down to about the 28. He's close to the first down, but maybe half a yard short.
You know, this second half, we've seen some toss plays, a quick pitch out to Bryant a few times in the previous drive when they got in field goal range. You know, leading us 3-0, the way your defense has been playing, wouldn't be surprised for Coach Keller to be able to dial up maybe a little tomfoolery, maybe a toss pass. They tried one last week with Bryant. You never can tell. You know, the way your defense is playing, you can afford to gamble like that, as they're going to reset the play clock.
It is enough for a first down, so Bryant did get the pickup. And so the drive continues. It's at the 28 of Dakota Wesleyan. Larson, the wideout near side. They'll move some guys around. Make 2 slots over here, 1 split far side. As Francis tosses it to Bryant. Bryant in trouble. Tries to jump ahead, but they're going to spot him for a 1-yard loss at the 29-yard line.
Well, the important part here now, you're 3rd and long. You're inside your own 30. Right now you just want to get positive yards. So passing down here probably for Nebraska Wesleyan, but Francis has to be cognizant. Don't take a sack here. Get yourself out of field goal range. Here, Lorraine can probably come out and try and boot one through, be about a 45-yarder. So they probably give them that chance with the 3-0 lead. As long as you don't take a sack here, even 4 or 5 yards.
Francis bobbled the ball off the snap, and nope.
I'm not sure he was even ready for that snap when it came to it.
Let's see, back at the 36-yard line. He had trouble holding on to the ball. Watch this.
That was a good snap.
It was a good snap. I don't know if he was necessarily...
Took his eyes off it maybe just for a second. And they're going to go for it here.
Third down here. This is 3rd and long.
Oh, 3rd down. Excuse me, Jeff. I thought we were already on 4th.
Earhart, Pieper split far side. Francis throws to the near side of the field. Larson jumping up, incomplete. Now 4th down, and the Prairie Wolves will bring out the punting unit again.
Tough spot for Larson. Pretty good ball, though, into double coverage. Larson elevates, able to get his hands on it, but tough catch to be made there between 2 defenders. Had him bracketed well. This time, Dakota Wesleyan will put a return man back.
Arthur Brown back around the 5-yard line. Vandenberg. And that punt goes out of bounds. So 32 seconds to spare for Dakota Wesleyan here in the 3rd quarter. They'll take over. By the way, since this is the final home game of the 2012 season, immediately following, some new field turf will be put in.
Not just the last game for these seniors at this field, it's the last game for all these guys on this turf, and it's showing a little wear and tear. It's outlived its estimated lifespan by about 3 or 4 years. Talking with Alex Linden and athletic director Ira Zeff, you know, it's time for an update of the field turf here. So next year, a new playing surface here at Abel Stadium.
And now what do we got?
A delay a game.
Delay a game penalty against Dakota Wesleyan. Let's quickly send it down to Brandon. Oh wait, let's. Let's go to Brandon right now.
Hey guys, as this 3rd quarter wraps up, I'll give you a little history on these 2 teams. This is the 17th meeting between Dakota Wesleyan and Nebraska Wesleyan. The Prairie Wolves actually own this series record, leading 13-3, so we'll see if Wesleyan gets its 14th win in the series or the Tigers get their 4th.
By the way, Wesleyan, Nebraska Wesleyan that is, and an incomplete pass to Michael Brown from Bain. And Prairie Wolves thought there might have been a fumble, but not the case. It will be an incompletion. But here in Lincoln, Nebraska Wesleyan is 7-0 against Dakota Wesleyan. And there you see it again on the replay, Bain.
Clearly a forward pass, but big hit.
That was Russell Walton.
One more look. Right. Yeah, and he kind of got blocked into him as well, so double whammy there. Walton's had an active day, to say the least here. Making the most of his final time out here at Abel Stadium.
Taylor DeColste heading toward Bain, and Bain had to throw it away.
Wesleyan, Booth and the Wesleyan sideline wanting the penalty for intentional grounding. He was in the end zone, so it would have been a safety, but they don't get it.
I know the coaches next door to us, they were looking for the same thing. They were signaling safety. I know Coach Brian Keller was telling his guys down on the sideline, you know, look for the safety call, ask for that.
Golsty was the one giving chase again, and that was just those 4 down linemen. Fun to watch those guys go to work this afternoon.
3rd and long. Now more penalty flags come out. It's a false start against Dakota Wesleyan.
Tigers going the wrong direction this drive. And this 3rd quarter can't come to an end sooner.
One fire on the offense, number 88.
Now defense wants a little support from the fans.
3rd, and we'll call it 20. back at the 10-yard line. Bain dropping deep in the pocket, airs it out downfield, and it is caught at about the 50-yard line. Reception made by Mitch Green. First down for the Tigers inside the 45 at the 44.
Big play there by Dakota Wesleyan, unloading John Bain up over the middle. Plenty of time this time, and he just got over the top of the coverage. Richards gets there to haul him down.
Swing pass tipped up in the air, incomplete. Maybe Taylor Tukolsky had a hand on that for the Prairie Wolves. So time has expired in the third quarter, and we now move on to the fourth. After 3, it's the Prairie 3 and the Tigers nothing on 21 Sports.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun, some are making it successful, others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young, make it a family, make it a booming career, make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Cody Eiler and the rest of the Prairie Wolf defense back out here to begin this fourth quarter. 2nd and 10. Here's Bain. Over the middle, Arthur Brown with a jumping catch at around the 30. And he is finally taken down by Eiler at the 30-yard line.
All of a sudden, these big chunks of yards through the air coming back to this Dakota Wesleyan Tiger offense.
So, 1st and 10 at the Nebraska Wesleyan 30-yard line. Bain in the pocket again. Complete to Brown. And Spencer Feck runs him out of bounds at about the 25, about a 5-yard gain. Now, Dakota Wesleyan using their passing attack a little bit with some short routes, some short completions.
And they've opened up that deep threat with 2 deep balls. Now all of a sudden the underneath routes opening up just a little bit more.
Here's Bain on 2nd and 5. Over the middle, Brown had it, but he dropped it. Couldn't hold on to it, incomplete. Spencer Feck with coverage for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be another big play by this Tiger offense. Walton did come on late pressure, but Brown, not only could he hear footsteps, he could see that time as Feck was coming and a little shaken up. Through 3 quarters of action, though, as you look at that defense in Nebraska Wesleyan, still holding the Tigers to negative yards in the rushing department. Although Endress has 18 yards, he just needs 2 more to break the school record.
3rd down here for Dakota Wesleyan. Bain dropping back, looking over the middle, incomplete. Coverage surrounding that time, Mitch Green, Seth Wardeen over there. Aaron Bainey over there too in deep coverage.
I thought Bainey might have a chance to pick that one off. Kind of playing
so
center
too.
field out there, but
now it's 4th down. And
I mentioned earlier though, their field goal kicker just 3 of 9 in the season, longest to 27. This would be a 32-yard attempt. They're going to go for it.
And exactly, that was my point right there. So Fahey split along with Brown to the near side. That's Arthur Brown to the left. Michael Brown's at the top on the right. Bain dropping back, has some time. He'll run with the football. He's going to keep it. He's to the 20, the 15, and finally chased out of bounds at the 11-yard line. There was green space wide open on the left side of the field.
The receivers ran all the safeties, linebackers out into routes, and The coverage was good, but there was no one to account for John Bain. Bain hasn't had more than 4 positive yards rushing all afternoon. Turns that one into a big play on fourth down.
Swing pass to Arthur Brown. Michael Hittner comes in to stop him and mark him at the 12. It's about a 1-yard loss. $13 minutes, 33 seconds to go in this one. Carlson split to the right along with Michael Brown. Arthur Brown in motion, direct snap to the tailback Endress, and Endress has stopped Russell Walton there to stop him for about another 1-yard loss at the 13.
Well, Walton again sheds his block. He'll find Endress, drop him for a loss. Endress just needed 20 yards to become the school's all-time leading rusher. He was at 18 through 3 quarters, lost a couple there. They're back in the Wildcat. Endress going to throw.
Into the end zone, incomplete. Seth Wardeen had coverage on the intended target, which happened to be John Bain.
And now they will run the field goal kicker out.
So they're close enough to where they will attempt a field goal.
Dan Porter, the field goal kicker from Plattsmouth, Nebraska, just a freshman. Say he's 3 of 9 on the season coming in.
They'll spot it from the 20, a 30-yard attempt from the near side hash mark.
This would be a season long.
Here is the snap, the hold. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and it was Brett Kotzer that came running in there.
Blocked by Brett Kotzer.
And Kotzer with a block. And so the Prairie Wolves stop the Tigers from getting on the scoreboard. Still plenty of time though, 12:48 to play.
The special teams domination by Nebraska Wesleyan continues. Another blocked kick, this time the field goal. Kotzer, the senior, out there playing injured, playing through some pain on senior day, comes up with the big block, and now just 3 of 10 in field goal attempts is Dakota Wesleyan.
Here's Dustin Bryant, breaks free. It's a foot race, still on his feet. They try to strip the ball out of his hands, but a big gain for Bryant up to the 46-yard line at midfield and a first down.
There's a big hole right at the point of attack. Great job by the offensive line. Take a look right here. Plenty of running room, and then he just a burst of speed into the second line of defenders, drug down from behind. A huge gain on the play for Bryant. So whatever was wrong earlier with Bryant got shook up on that one play. He's looked fine on that run, that's for sure.
From the 46, toss to Bryant again. Cuts back in, drives across the 50 to the Tiger 49-yard line. Gets about 5 on the pickup. They'll actually spot him at the 50, so 4 yards on that gain.
Bergmeyer slowed him down, just got a little bit of a leg again. Is running Bryant a variety of ways. That time a toss play, trying to get him to the edge. The previous play, just a simple dive up the middle, but they have this Dakota Wesleyan Tiger defense on their heels a little bit from their own rushing attack. So let's go straight I formation.
Francis, little play action, but he's in trouble and he's taken down for a loss. Cervantes over there.
Again, a blitz by the Tigers, and Cervantes,
and Josh Thompson was over there too.
Yeah, he went right by Eric Byerly that time. A big loss. And 3rd and long now, 3rd and 16.
Back at the 40-yard line in Nebraska Wesleyan territory. Davis split to the far side, Pieper the near side. Delbon motion. It's a counter play that time from Earhart. Lined up as one of the slot men on the right and takes it to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down, and the Prairie Wolves will be forced to punt.
Well, the defense just came up big. The special teams blocked the kick. You know, right there, you run it, you get a few more yards. You let Vandenberg out there do his thing. depend on this defense. A lot of time left, 10-20 and counting, but the way your defense has been playing, you got to feel pretty good. Changing the field position here with another punt from Vandenberg.
Vandenberg with a high booming kick. Brown, and now the flags come out as Eric Richards was knocked down. And I wonder if they're going to whistle that against Dakota Wesleyan. It looks like that's going to be the case. It was Andrew Devaney, I think, that was guilty of that.
I'm not sure. I just saw a flag come down.
Take a look. Block in the back.
When they're showing your work up there?
No.
So you got to be
right
there. Sometimes they do, but most of the time I see it in the viewfinder.
It was looked like
holding on a fair catch, is what they called it.
So they'll back that up.
And the ball will be inside the 10 at the Dakota Wesleyan 7-yard line.
And we've seen earlier the Prairie Wolves come with some heat. They wanted the safety earlier on a
Bain
penalty.
Looking for Breen on the far side, incomplete coverage from Chris Heibel. Back down to the field, here's Brandon Axman.
Guys, a weakness of this Dakota Wesleyan team has been their inability to capitalize when they're in the red zone. They've scored only 17 of 30 attempts, so just over 50% of the time when they're in the red zone, they score. As you saw, they've had that field goal blocked. That's their 7th field goal that's either been blocked or missed. We will have to see it today if that ends up coming back to bite them, that missed field goal.
And you know, Brandon, obviously a good indicator that the special teams, not exactly a strong point for Dakota Wesleyan. A swing pass far side is complete, and it's Mitch Breen who takes it up to about the 19-yard line and gets a first down.
Tackled by Coxer and Wardine.
Backed up with their own 7, able to convert. Good block out in front by his fellow wide receiver that time for Breen to be able to pick up that extra yardage needed to get the first down.
Closing in on 9.5 minutes in this game. And now we got movement, and it's a false start penalty against Dakota Wesleyan. And that's got to be the 3rd or 4th one of the afternoon against him.
False start, number 75 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So again, kind of the 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing for Dakota Wesleyan. They just seem to get a good positive play, try to get some momentum rolling. It seems like there's a flag of some sort, or they take a big sack on the next play. But credit this Nebraska Wesleyan defense. They're making life difficult out there for the Tigers.
So 1st and long. Bain. Pressure on as Walton was chasing after him. He threw the ball, but it's incomplete. Michael Brown, the intended target, but Russell Walton right toward the quarterback.
I just can't say enough about Russell Walton today. So at times they double team him. That time they did not. And if you don't throw a double team on Russell Walton this afternoon, he's going to find John Bain and put him on his back.
So 2nd down and long again for Dakota Wesleyan. Bain out of the gun, throws a pass, incomplete. It was Endress, the intended target. And I believe he's still too short of getting the all-time mark for rushing at Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, Endress through 3 quarters, like I say, had 18 yards, even though the team just had -5 rushing yards, and then he was dropped for a loss by Walton on that last possession. And they haven't went to him a lot. They've had to go to the passing game. It's been the only thing that's been able to get any positive looks for him.
Bain throws up field. Brown makes the catch, forced out of bounds by Eiler. On 3rd down, about a yard short of getting the first down.
Coverage on the play by
It's decision time for Ross Simple.
And he's going to bring out the punting unit.
Still a lot of time, even though your offense hasn't been clicking. trail by just 3. Punt it away. See if you can get it back. You're just a turnover away from being right back in this thing. Not that you're out of it, down 3-0, but it just feels like Nebraska Wesleyan has had the advantage.
Carlson with the punt. Eiler comes up to the 40, and he is quickly stopped at the 44.
Cody Eiler with the return. He's tackled by number 84, Trevor Schroeder.
So with just over 8.5 minutes to go, Nebraska Wesleyan with the football. Some time to work with.
And they've had some success the last drive. Dustin Bryant with the big run up the middle, and then he also had a toss play to the outside for 6 and 7 yards. So the running game's starting to click a little bit here. You got to think they're going to try and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving.
From the 44, swing pass, complete to Larson. Larson is tripped up and tackled that time by Josh Thompson. Thompson takes it, Larson back down to the 41 for about a 3-yard loss.
Good idea, just essentially a long handoff, but Pieper's block was about a second late theirs. Tried to have the kick out block on the outside, and he blocked his defender right into Larson, so a loss on the play, but does stay inbounds, keeps the clock running, under 8 minutes now.
2nd and long. And it's a handoff to the fullback. John Reeder, the ball carrier, the freshman out of Ralston again, takes it up to about the 45.
Pretty good yardage. Like maybe a little confusion in the backfield at first, but second effort, able to get back to the initial line of scrimmage. Now brings up 3rd and 10. It's a couple first downs. Is really what Nebraska Wesleyan's looking for here. Just keep this drive moving. Switch the field position again.
Big play here on 3rd down.
Prairie Wolves is 3 of 11 on 3rd down.
Short toss, it's complete across the middle, and it's Clausen who gets the reception and gets the first down. The former Orange Chanticleer takes it in the 45, inside there to the 44 of Dakota Wesleyan.
You know, and he was a question mark earlier in the week as well after a little bit of an injury at practice. He was cleared to play, and he's out there. And right there, just that extra, getting that hand down to keep the balance, get those extra 2-3 yards and move the sticks. What a big play and a big reception by Clausen to be aware of where he needed to go to get that first down.
From the 44 of Dakota Wesleyan. Davis in motion now. It's Dustin Bryant, and he's quickly wrapped up by Chris Ferreira and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Ferreira coming up from his linebacker spot, and he filled quickly, as it's no secret right now what Nebraska Wesleyan wants to do. They want to pound the football. Clock is the friend of the Prairie Wolves now, just wanting to bleed that thing of as much time as possible. Under 10 here as they get to the line to snap.
2nd down here, and Francis briefly did not have the snap. He quickly got it back and takes it ahead about 2 yards back in toward the 43, so it will be 3rd and 9 coming up.
Well, look at Francis here. Kind of bounces right off of his chest, and fortunate bounce for the Prairie Wolves, and then he does the smart thing, just gets it secured and falls forward. Looks like he might be a little shaken up as he heads back into the huddle. They might have to burn a timeout here. Let this one roll down and take the timeout.
So timeout called by Nebraska Wesleyan, and we will take a timeout with them too. 5:11 to play in this one. Still 3-0 Prairie Wolves on 21 Sports.
First step. It's good for our community and our planet. And you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
3rd and 9, here we go. Francis deep.
Hopman.
It's Nate Hopman actually into the game, and Hopman is tackled back at about the 49-yard line in Dakota Wesleyan territory. So Nate Hopman comes in for one play, and Wesleyan will have to punt.
Hopman didn't really have a chance there, though. Not a lot of protection up front that time as Dakota Wesleyan brought a lot of heat. So Francis, who was shaken up, they sent Hopman out there for that one. Francis on the sideline, though, looks like he's going to be all right. Getting a little extra tape job on that, maybe on his wrist, but Vandenberg back out to punt.
Another high kick. Takes a bounce and goes into the end zone for the touchback. So now Dakota Wesleyan with 4:19 to work with from in their own territory, and they'll mark it at the 20.
A lot of time, 2 timeouts left. They've shown they can move the ball in big chunks. They've got a couple big pass plays. There you see Francis on the Nebraska Wesleyan sideline. Looks all right. Him and Hopman exchanging words.
And this is where Dakota Wesleyan's pass offense can really come into play and make a big difference.
Bryant loosening up down there on the sideline too, trying to stay loose. So a couple guys dinged up. It's that time of year though when everyone's got a few aches and pains to play through.
Pass is incomplete, and really neither one of the receivers knew who that Bain was throwing to.
Well,
I mean, you had Michael Brown or you had Carlson.
Well, and Bain after the play, giving him a little bit of a stern talking to, showing them where they're supposed to be on their routes. Either way, the Prairie Wolves had it diagnosed pretty well.
Double wideouts each side for Dakota Wesleyan here on 2nd and 10. And the ball incomplete, knocked down by Eric Richards. Intended target was Dimitri Fahey. Richards with a good job on coverage.
Great job leading with that inside arm, poking it free at the last minute. Looked like Fahey might have had inside position, but right at the last second, Richards, good coverage, knocked it free.
3rd and 10. 2 wideouts each side. Bain out of the gun. Dropping back. Throws it to the far side. It's complete to Fahey. Fahey is wrapped up by Wardeen. Kotzer had to come in to finish him. And it will bring up 4th down. They're about a yard short of the first down. So now
under 4 minutes, Jeff. And
you got to go for it now.
You almost have to because if Nebraska Wesleyan gets even 1 first down, the game's over. You only have 2 timeouts to burn to stop the clock on defense.
Wesleyan defense trying to get the crowd into it. 4th and a yard to go for Bain and the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. Bain over the middle, pass. It goes incomplete. It was intended for Arthur Brown and Cody Eiler. And the rest of that Prairie Wolf defense coming through.
When you look at that 4th and 1, and this speaks to the Nebraska Wesleyan defense's performance this afternoon. You have the 4th best rushing tailback, the 4th leading rusher in the nation in your backfield in Endress, and you go with a pass play on 4th and 1. Shows you what that Nebraska Wesleyan defense has been able to do to that rushing attack this afternoon, and Francis trots back out for this series, so looks like he does have a little tape on that right wrist.
It's Reeder who took the carry, and they'll stop him back behind the line of scrimmage around the 31.
Coach Simple takes one of his 2 remaining timeouts.
So the Tigers call timeout, 3:14 to play. Prairie Wolves up 3-0 on 21 Sports.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun, some are making it successful, others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young, make it a family, make it a booming career, make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
So the Prairie Wolves also talking about what they want to do here on second down. And with 3:14 to play, they lead at 3-0 here. Dakota Wesleyan almost needs to come up with a big stop in order for them to try to get the football back and do something on offense. Second and long. Hand off Bryant. Bryant cuts out to the outside. Down to the 20. He's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. All the way home. And Dustin Bryant scores the first touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, it was no secret what Nebraska Wesleyan wanted to do. They just wanted to get it in the hands of one of their tailbacks, Dustin Bryant, try and run straight forward, and Bryant was able to bounce it outside and use his speed, take it in for the first touchdown of the afternoon.
Here's the snap, and the kick is good. So with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go, it's Nebraska Wesleyan 10, Dakota Wesleyan nothing on 21 Sports.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Dustin Bryant, who's been battling through some nagging injuries off and on through his Prairie Wolf career, cuts out for about a 30-yard touchdown run along the left side of the field. And the Prairie Wolves now lead at 10-0 with just over 3 minutes to go in this game.
The junior from Kilgore, Nebraska, with 95 yards with that carry. That last one officially 31-yard touchdown. And despite all that, Nebraska Wesleyan is still being outgained off 253 to 206 yards, but -8 yards rushing for Dakota Wesleyan. And Endress, they've held him to 17 yards.
From the goal line, here comes Arthur Brown. Shifts, goes out to the right side, and he is tripped up on the return by Curtis Stanning.
Stanning's had a couple nice plays on the special team coverage units this afternoon. Both of them on the kickoff coverage.
Danik again started his career at Morningside before transferring back down here into his hometown in Lincoln to play for the Prairie Wolves. So from the 19, 1st and 10 for Dakota Wesleyan. Swings a pass, Endress gets it about the 15, tackled by Russell Walton at the 24.
Pass is complete to Josh Endress, tackled by Russell Walton.
Francis with that touchdown pass, or that last drive of completions, he's 16 of 28 on the day. So Nebraska Wesleyan as a team just 3 completions away from setting a school record for completions in a season.
Jennings with the pursuit on the quarterback Bain, and Bain has to give it up. And now we got penalty flags coming out.
Should be probably a grounding call, as that football never made it back to the line of scrimmage. I'm going to talk it over. There was a receiver in the vicinity, but no, they're going to wave it off.
They're going to wave the flag off.
I think the headline judge over on the far side said the receiver was close enough, but it didn't look like it made it back to the original line of scrimmage, and I thought that's why they were going to draw that penalty and the loss of down.
2:22 to go. This is second down here. Bain in trouble. Short toss to Endress complete, but Reeves gets to him, takes him back down. They're going to mark the forward progress, though, at the 21-yard line.
Russell Walton working against that left tackle, and it is all he can do. Russell Walton just in the backfield so quickly. And then Reeves, a great job to hang on to Endress, a tough runner in his own right in the open field. Dropping for a loss on another fourth down play deep in their own territory for Dakota Wesleyan.
So they'll go for it here as Bain works out of the gun. Looking to throw, complete to Brown. Brown is tackled from behind. Spencer Fecht over there. Fecht, we've called his name a few times. He's out of Axtell. And a junior. Nice job today from him, and again, the rest of the defense.
And it all comes back, that defense all year has been what they hang their hats on, and today, one of their best performances as you take a look at the GPAC standings there. Dakota Wesleyan coming into the day fourth. Nebraska Wesleyan looking to even their conference standings at 4-4. Concordia is going to lose today. They'll be 4-4, so they'll be tied there with the Bulldogs.
So it's a toss to Delbaugh from Tyler Francis. Delbaugh cuts back in. 10, 5, he's into the end zone. And my friends, that would be the cherry on top of the whipped cream. As Jordan Delbaugh, the senior, breaks free and gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
So we've had zero offense, zero scoring, just that field goal, and then Delbaugh uses his speed, gets to the end zone, like you said, the cherry on top. Way to cap off a senior day by a senior getting in the end zone here with $1:23 left.
Snap in the hold, the kick. It is good from Aaron Lorraine. 1:23 to play. Prairie Wolves up 17-0 on the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan. Thanks to a Jordan Delbaugh touchdown. Back with more in a moment on 21 Sports.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right. It's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Jordan Delbaugh, the senior, final home game in a Prairie Wolf uniform, scores a touchdown. And it's 17-0 Nebraska Wesleyan over Dakota Wesleyan with $1:23 and change here in this matchup this afternoon. And Aaron Lorraine is set to kick away. Here we go. End over end kick. And Breen will run it back out of the end zone. And he is stopped at about the 15-yard line. So not much left here for Dakota Wesleyan to do with 1:17 left.
Yeah, it looks like Prairie Wolves remain perfect here at home against the Tigers. 8-0. Picked up what will be their fourth win in a row, too. They started the season a little sluggish, had the strength of that GPAC schedule, one might say, early in the season, but reeling off 4 straight under the direction of Tyler Francis.
Pass dropped on the far side by Brown. It's incomplete. It's Michael Brown.
Number 15, Michael Brown, is incomplete.
So the clock stops with 1:14 to go. But 5-4 overall, 4-4 conference play. Not a bad turnaround. 4 in a row. That 4 straight, the first time that's happened for Nebraska Wesleyan since 2008.
And they get Hastings next week, and Hastings was in the rankings, in and out of the rankings this season, but I think Nebraska Wesleyan's defense will be a tough matchup for the Broncos.
Bain completes a pass to Breen, and
this defense today has just been smothering for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Looked like that time Taylor Tukolsi initially had a hand on Breen. So we're under a minute and counting here in this ball game.
And Russell Walton up front, Latimer. You see Cody Eiler come out of the game. Get some hugs over on the sideline.
Down to 40 seconds. Bain deep. Near side. Intended for Fahey. Incomplete.
After Jonathan Bain intended for Dimitri Fahey, it's incomplete.
4th down.
Almost done with this season.
And it looks like this time they're going to send the punt unit out.
So 36 seconds to go here, and put a wrap on things from a home standpoint here for Wesleyan. Eiler back to return. He's hanging around the 47 in Dakota Wesleyan territory. And the punt is blocked. And it will go up ahead all the way to the 43. So it was actually tipped and actually made it forward progress up to the 43. And so with 25 seconds left.
Yeah, just one snap and a
Take
victory
a knee and
formation
I know
here.
Some guys shoot with three cameras because they don't have to fuck with the one changing the lenses with that. I hear ya.
So from the
perfect as a starting quarterback for the Prairie Wolves.
He will go to 4-0 as the starter. Francis takes a knee, and that's it. Nebraska Wesleyan, 4 straight wins, and wrap up the home campaign with a 17-0 shutout of Dakota Wesleyan. As time begins to wind out here, and that's it. The final, Nebraska Wesleyan 17, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. We hope to talk with Nebraska Wesleyan head football coach Brian Keller in mere moments. But here are some highlights from what happened earlier today. Jordan Delbaugh finishing up his career here with a reception, also scoring a touchdown.
Story of the day, though, that Wesleyan defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Russell Walton, there's your suplex, Jeff. He had it back in that first half. And he did a great job as they held Endress to just 17 yards today. He was averaging 138 coming in, needed 20 to set the school record.
And he was stopped short of getting that today.
You know, we were down in the field early. We heard as you take a look at Brian here in a big run, but that Nebraska Wesleyan defense did not want to let him get that record. And you thought 20 yards for Endress was going to happen no matter what. He gets 17. It was just a fun defense to watch this afternoon. And here's Bryant from 31 yards out to put him up 10-0 late in the 4th quarter. First touchdown of the afternoon, and Delbaugh says, I want to get into the action too. It's senior day, why not?
And he scores. And that sealed it right there as Nebraska Wesleyan improves to 5-4, 4-4 in the GPAC as they win today 17-0 over Dakota Wesleyan. Let's take a quick break, come back, and we'll get some comments, hopefully, from head coach Brian Keller after this on 21 Sports.
President of Nebraska Wesleyan University. This year we mark an important milestone, Nebraska Wesleyan's 125th anniversary. Join us on campus this fall for our anniversary kickoff celebration and homecoming activities. In addition, our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends will collectively take on a challenge to give 12,500 hours of volunteer time to community service. Check our website for event schedules, stories, and photos of today and yesteryear. All of us who share a sense of pride and ownership in Nebraska Wesleyan University have a wonderful opportunity this year to reconnect with friends, students, professors, and staff, and to celebrate all that we have accomplished together. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
We're back here on 21 Sports. Let's, if we can, head down to the field as Brandon Axement finally catches up with head coach Brian Keller. And let's send it down Brandon's way. Brandon?
Guys, with Coach Keller right here after a big win. Coach Keller coming into this game against such a high-powered offense. Did you imagine that you would give them their first shot of the season, hold them to 0 points?
Well, we have a lot of confidence in our defense, and that's a great running football team, but we got a great rushing defense. I don't know what the stats were, but we held them in check. Out on a team like this, that was unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you the stats. Andrews averages 138 rushing yards a game. He needed 20 to break the all-time record at his school. You held him to 17.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Wow, what a great job.
How did you game plan about that, or how did you contain him and keep such a great player like that in check?
Well, we just got some great guys up front, and with Brett behind him, that linebacking crew, we had a very good game plan. Coaches did a nice job, but it's just great effort by some young players here.
You started off 1-4. Since you've rattled off 4 straight wins, do you kind of know what's caused that turnaround of this team, getting us back right in the ship?
Oh, well, a little bit of just experience. But we're awfully young. We're playing a lot of the young kids and just getting some experience, and you get a little bit of confidence, get rolling, that happens.
Well, congratulations, Coach. I wish you the best in your last game against Hastings.
Thank you. Appreciate 21 being out to support us again this year. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
And we thank Coach Keller. Again, a big victory for him today. And as Nebraska Wesleyan wins over Dakota Wesleyan 17-0. That wraps up our coverage of Wesleyan football here on 21 Sports for the 2012 season. Big thanks to Bo Wolf, to Bill Luxford, the entire crew for all their fine work behind the scenes, our great camera crew, other technicians behind the scene. Also thanks to Brandon Axement and to you, Lucas Moorman, for helping out this year. As always, a fun time here at Abel Stadium. Alex Linden, the SID at Nebraska Wesleyan, and Ira Zeff, the athletic director at Nebraska Wesleyan, along with the university president, Dr. Fred Oles. Until next time, I'm Jeff Moats. Thanks along. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon from Abel Stadium in Lincoln.
This Great Plains Athletic Conference college football game was made possible by Lincoln Electric System. Use LES to save more. Union Bank. You belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University, where experience is the difference. Your experience.